Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about home ownership versus rent and how that relates to investing. I know it's a somewhat controversial topic and some of you may not agree with it, but I simply wanted to tell others my thoughts and opinion on this matter. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs up anyway. It doesn't cost you anything. Also, if you want, click the subscribe button so that you can watch my new videos as they come out. So let's begin. To start with, I would like to define what investment is. To me, investment is something that you put your money in and you expect some kind of return. Now, does the house ownership meet this criteria? I don't think so. House doesn't actually produce anything. I mean, it just sits there and gets old. That's it. It's a glorified piggy bank at best. And it's actually not very good at it. The reason I say that is because you may not even get all the money you put into it. Contrary to popular belief, real estate prices don't always go up. Quite often they fall and take a while to recover, or in some cases they may never recover. Take for example, city of Detroit. When the economy was booming, when a lot of car manufacturers had plants there, the real estate was booming as well. Everyone wanted to move there. Everyone wanted to own a house there. Then what happened? The car manufacturers closed plants, moved somewhere else, and real estate crashed. Because without jobs, people have no money to pay for those mortgages. And they wanted to leave. What now? What happens when everybody wants to leave? The house prices go down and you can't even sell your house. And then you're stuck with the choice. You sell it for a loss, walk away and still owe money on something that you don't even own anymore, or you just walk away from it, declare bankruptcy, and won't have the opportunity to buy anything for a long time after that. And that's the problem that I see with owning a house. When things are good, things may be very good. When things are bad, it may get very, very bad. Now, historically, real estate prices been going up on average around 3.5% a year. Now, historically, real estate prices been going up about 3.5% a year. That's way below the average stock market returns of around 10%. That doesn't actually tell you the whole picture, because when you own a house, you also have to do all the maintenance on it. So you have to allocate around 1% to the maintenance as well, which brings the average returns to around 2.5%. That doesn't even beat the inflation. That makes a huge difference between investing in the home ownership or investing in the stock market. It's the difference between being able to retire by the time you're 40, 45, or having to work until you're 65. Now, if you think about it, logic dictates that anything as it gets older should lose its value. Yet with real estate, most of the time that's not the case. Why is that? The main reason is as the population grows, so does demand for the real estate. You take that out of equation and it doesn't make sense for the house to go up in price. Why would someone pay more money for something that's old? Also, beside the things like job market, there is a lot of other things that can affect the real estate price. You may have some new development in the area, some factory, or the power lines overhead. Maybe some gangs move into the neighborhood, or the city mismanaged the money and now has to raise the taxes. All those things could negatively affect the price of your house, and you have no control over it. And as I mentioned earlier, if you get into the situation and you want to sell the house to move away, guess what? Everybody else wants to sell it as well, which brings the prices down. With renting, you don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about selling. If something happens to your job, or for any other reason you decide you want to move, you give 1 month's notice and you move. Most of the time, making rent payments is way cheaper than making mortgage payments. If you take the money you save and invest, in the long term, I think you will be way ahead. I think that's especially applicable to a single person or a couple who, instead of living, let's say, in a house, could rent a 2-bedroom apartment for half the price. Again, if you like doing yard work and gardening and you're actually looking for that, it's a completely different story. I'm simply talking about from financial point of view. And I actually wanted to use myself as an example. I purchased my house 5 years ago for around $445,000. Because it was a brand new house, I also built a deck, fence, and I had to put the sod, which cost me another $3,000. Now, 5 years later, I'd be lucky if I sell my house for $380,000. Right there, I lost $75,000. Now, if I want to sell it, I also gonna have to pay the real estate commission, which is another $15,000. So right there, that's $90,000. If I would have rented an apartment and took the money that I saved, took the down payment that I put towards the house, and invested it 5 years ago, instead of being down $90,000, I would have been about $200,000 to $300,000 up. That's actually one of the reasons why I decided to make this video. And that's not even the whole story. Cement on my driveway is cracking, and I've been told it will cost me about $12,000 to fix. So there's ongoing expenses, year after year after year. I mean, eventually I'll have to fix the roof, and the basement might start leaking. There's always something. Now, if you have a lot of disposable income, this doesn't apply to you. You can purchase a house, you can invest money in the stock market, you can purchase rental properties, but most of us are not in this boat. I had to choose what I want to do. Because of that, I got into the stock market very late, and I wish I would have done it earlier. Everyone was telling me, you need to buy a house. My own parents were telling me, you need to buy a house, because that's what they know. But just because that's what somebody tells you, that does not make it the best financial advice. A lot of people are scared of the stock market because they hear stories that somebody lost everything they had in the stock market. Well, it's not really that simple. You can watch my other videos where I discuss investing versus speculating in the stock market. If you don't speculate and actually invest in the stock market, it's pretty much impossible to lose all your money. Let's say you invest in banks. Can all the banks go bankrupt? No. Because if they all go bankrupt, your money worth nothing anyway. So you don't actually have to worry about it. So my advice is, don't feel the pressure to purchase a house. Sit down and think, does it make sense financially to you? If you're a single person and you don't have a lot of disposable income, you may think about renting something small and taking the money that you save and put it in the stock market. Put it into dividend stocks that actually return profits to you. Please let me know what you think about this subject. Click the like button and subscribe. Thank you.